All right, Lynn, good to see you. Lynn and Randy, always nice to see you guys here every morning. Good to see you. All right, good. Frederick, good, good, good. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Fausto, and I'm the president and founder of Cybertrade University. And today I am going to teach you and talk a little about short squeezes. That's right. So if you've been watching me on social media or maybe some of you are students here, always love to have you guys come back and listen more and more. We're going to talk a little bit about how to trade today's volatile markets. We do this event every week because there's a lot of you here that just don't know how to play the game of trading. And I am going to cover something that is very important, and that's called, basically following the money, how to read the right of the chart, and basically just kind of following the smart money. So things I'm going to be covering. But before I tell you that, just quick little warning: I'm not going to make any promises or guarantees. There's a very high risk in trading, so we don't want to be held responsible on your trade. So just please be very careful before you go out there. There's a high risk in trading, so don't be trading what you can't afford to lose. Okay. Now, here's a couple of things we're going to talk about. Like I said, we're going to talk about some important tools, how to follow the big money, how to find the best times during the market. More or less, you kind of not know where to find just the stocks, but how to control losses. Everybody likes to hear about the winners. And if you've been following us on social media or maybe in our trading room, we got a lot of winners, but it's not the winners that make you successful. It's the losers that make you successful. Because when you can control that, you know exactly not to make those mistakes. That will help you have a great career in trading. Now, let's go to the live markets because today was a very interesting day. There were a couple of really good stocks moving. I want to share with all of you. Now, let me bring this up really quick. Then what we got here? Okay, so here is our trading floor. Okay, so let me bring this up really quick because there's a couple of stocks that we're trading here. And here we go, right here. This is our trading floor. And by the way, everybody here is going to be invited to come. Okay. Now they're looking at a stock right now called HUSA. All right. And you could see it right here. It started right around about 10 minutes ago. It was right around 680. And right now it's at 880. Now do the math. 1,000 shares, $2 move, $2,000. Do that every day. Talk about a $500,000 salary right there. Right here on top, we'll move this over here a little quickly. This is our alert service right here. Well, let me get my crayon so you guys can follow a bit longer. So every morning we post up some alerts right here. You could see that we were trading Oracle. Oracle had a really good run today, and you could see we post up a couple of images of level 4, and we also post up our watch list right here. You could see our watch list. United Healthcare is on there, GameStop, a couple of the stocks, RSLS. I don't know if you guys subscribe to the channel, but we'll have that up there running. And then over here on the left-hand side, these are all our instructors. You can see me, Rich, John, Josh, and these are people all over around the world. These are all people around here all over the place. And right now, there's it's kind of quiet this morning because morning's usually busy. We'll just under 200 people that are in the room. Now, I want to bring up that stock really quick that they're looking at. So there are two stocks they're looking at right now. Let me clear this out for you. There we go. Clear that drawing. And let me bring up the system here. Okay. So here's United Healthcare. That was a stock that we found this morning. You could see it made a nice little move, 111 to about 116. But that's not what I want to look at. I want to look at something cost effective. INDO is one I'm looking at right now. Okay. INDO is moving up really nicely, up 25%. It's a $4 stock. Now, my question to everybody is this. Why is INDO going up right now? Can anybody answer that question? Let's see how everyone answers this question. INDO. Just going to bring it up over here. If you don't know the answer, just give me a no or a question mark. Frederick, you're correct. Michael, you're correct. By the way, a lot of you, when you're chatting, if you see where it says 2, just click for everyone so everybody can read it. So who else I didn't hear from? Bill, I didn't hear from you. Alan, what do you think? Why is the stock going up? You got to know why. There's only one reason why. One reason. Buyers. Very good. Buyers are what driving up this stock, okay? Now, you ever own a stock and it keeps going up, right? Why do people end up giving away up a profit? Why do they make mistakes? Why do they lose money? How do you convert a winner to a loser? Well, what can if a buyer can make this stock go up, what can make it go down? Everyone, let's see if everybody can answer that question. Sellers. Okay, so let me show you something here. I'm going to bring up a stochastic, a Bollinger Band, a Shanken, whatever the hell that is, an RSI. I heard those are pretty good, right? A MACD. Okay. So here you have all these indicators people look at. All right. Do you see buyers and sellers on these indicators? And the answer is, I'll answer for you quickly, no. But what you can't see is we're going to bring something that's called the right of the chart. This is the right of the chart. And if you look right here, you see this red line right there? That red line at $4.50 is a seller of 39,000 shares and another 2,000 shares. There's no seller, and you'll see there's sellers at every price level, right? 430, 410. But you see how the stock went up and all of a sudden it stopped right here. Why did it pick that number? Why did it go to $5? Why is it stopping? And the reason is what you just all said, sellers. Now, this looks really confusing because I can't even read it myself. So I'm going to get back to normal. There we go. All right. So INDO. There you go. Now look what happened here. See how the stock went to that high and it came back down. So I'm going to ask you this question. Did you need an indicator to tell you that? Yes or no? No. Okay, good. Congratulations. You hit the nail on the head. All right. Do another one. Oracle had a really good move today. Still the stock we were trading. They had earnings announcements yesterday. You could see right here, the stock went from 170. Right now, it's hovering around 200. Okay. Now, the question is, why is it? Do you think the stock is going to go up or is it going to go down? What do you think? Joyce doesn't know. Michael says down. Dean says up. Well, let's get back to what I asked you earlier. What is going to make this stock go higher? Could everybody just write the word B? Don't be scared. Because if you don't chat, that means you're not paying attention. Okay? Buyers. There's almost 100 people in here. Every single one of you should write B unless you're driving, which I'll, if you're watching this on your phone, I get it. Okay. Now, let me bring up over here. Look what happened here this morning. See these lines right here? These were buyers. You see that green bull right there? That means that those buyers got executed. That means somebody actually went out there and bought the shares from them. So if you see a big seller out there, should the stock go up or should it go down? Everybody should go down, right? Sellers is what drive things down. Buyers drive things up. Now, if you see a big seller out there and someone buys it from that seller, what should happen to the price of the stock? Should it go up or should it go down? It should go up. Now, do any of you here follow me on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok? Any of you here? Anybody here? Okay, there's our link right there. You just started to, Joyce? Okay. So what I want to do is I want to show you guys something here really quick. I'm going to bring up my Instagram. And I posted this video recently. And was it this one? Yeah, it was this one right here. I want you to watch this video really quick. I do a lot of shorts. Watch this video, okay? Buying NVIDIA and want to know why it's not going up, let me show you why. Watching the video here, it's been having a tough time the last couple of days breaking this number. What is that number? 145. And you could see it over here the course of the year. But this is the reason why.
Look at this big iceberg order in the red line, big million share selling, 145 and 150. And that is why NVIDIA is having a tough time breaking that big major resistance at 145. Listen, if you're not looking at the right of the chart, you're looking at the wrong chart. You have to follow the money. But I got good news. It's been hovering there for a while and it could break it. And you just have to come back and find out how.
So I posted that video about 2 days ago, okay? And I want to bring up NVIDIA and show you what I'm talking about. So if you look at NVIDIA right here, you'll see here in the past couple of days, I'm going to draw a trend line. There's 145, okay? Why is this? Now, let me ask everyone, why is the stock not going higher? Why ain't it breaking 145? What do you think? Very good, Michael. Huge seller, right? Huge seller. Let me go out there and show you what we see right here. How much of a seller is out there at 145? How much? Look over here on the right where it says current order book. How many shares is that right there that we're seeing? All right. Okay. So you guys ready for a wake-up call? This is a wake-up call. 2.5 million shares times $145 equals $362 million worth of stock that someone's trying to get out of at that price. Now, do you think you know more than 360 million shares? Because when you go back, if you go back and you look at the comments of some of the people, what they're writing here, there's a large order. What is so special service? A multi-year fee. Well, that was it. It was actually, it was on Instagram, on TikTok. People are like, oh, it just passed it. You don't know what you're talking about. You got to read the comments. You have to read the comments because this is what you're going up against. Okay. Do you really think I care if NVIDIA goes past 145 or Tesla or Archer or Oracle? All I care about is making money and controlling losses. That's where it comes down to it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're at right now. My goal today is to teach you exactly how to trade today's volatile markets. And now I'm going to invite every single one of you to come into this room right here. All of you are going to be invited, and you're going to meet the wonderful people just like you right here on the left-hand side that want to basically accomplish and succeed how to control losses and follow the money, follow the smart money. That's basically what we're looking at. All right. So right now they're talking about Boeing, an iceberg order at 130. Okay. That's another one we're looking at. All right. So who here would like to come and watch this live for 1 week? Okay. 1 whole week. Because I could only just spark interest, because what I'm doing right here, I could only just teach you just enough to be dangerous. But I'm going to practice what I'm going to preach. And not only that, but if you register, I'm also going to give you a copy of my book. You could buy it on Amazon for $50, or you could get it. You could stick around for the next 30 minutes. I'm going to give it to you for free. Okay. Dan, you're in. Juliet, you're in. Everyone, good. Perfect. All right. Everybody's chatting in there saying they're in. Perfect. Okay, good. Because that's going to make me excited, because I don't want you to lose any more money than you already did. And if you're doing well, I want you to become better at it, because you want to get to that next level. And the next level is this. You got to follow the orders. But let me tell you a little bit about myself before I move forward, because some of you here probably heard me for the first time and probably, who is this guy, Fausto Pugliese? Okay, he's got a weird first name. What makes me special than any other influencer, which I'm not, okay, on the internet? Well, first of all, I'm a 12-time champion. I beat every single school I competed against around the world, okay? Secondly, I am one of the original day traders that started back in the early 90s. All right. Um, Basically, the way I got involved, I live here in New York. It's the financial capital of the world. I was trained by some of the best traders in the world. And let me tell you, before I did that, I was one of the biggest failures in trading. And the reason why is I thought I knew more than other people out there. I'm like, why would I need to work for somebody? I could sit home, I could do this myself. Yeah. Well, guess what? You know, and I know that doesn't really work too well. It's just a lot easier in any business to teach people and to work with people. Listen, if you own a restaurant, you can't be the chef, you can't be the maitre d', you can't be the waiter, you can't be the busboy, you can't be the cleaner, you can't be, you can't be any of it. You need people to work around if you want a successful business, because you'll be out of business pretty quickly. Okay. And that's where it comes down to. Trading's the same thing. You want to be good at trading, you got to surround yourself with good traders. And over the years, I've done speakings all over the world. And not only that, I do a lot of work with the NASDAQ, where I'm going to teach you how to get and trade on their platform. Now, I want you to, some people don't know this, but when I started, you had to pay, a lot of money, over $1 million, to have a seat on the exchange. You don't have to pay $1 million anymore. The exchanges got rid of it. If you watch TV, you'll notice the New York Stock Exchange you're going to have bar mitzvahs and weddings down there soon. It's a ghost town. They don't need it. Everything is electronic because the exchanges did not like the idea that they were held hostage to market makers like me. So what they ended up doing, they wanted to make it very fair so everybody could trade on their own. So what I'm looking to do today is this. I'm looking to recruit traders that I could teach that could be part of my team. So if you're here, somebody that wants to be part of the team, you're going to want to stick around, because I'm not here to teach you how to trade on your own. I'm here to hire traders so we could trade together and make money together. And that's the big difference. And that's how I was trained. And that's how everyone else should be trained. So this is not about me. This is really about you. All right. So my question is, how did you get started? Okay. How did you get involved in the market? Did you wake up one day and says, hey, I just got laid off, let me start trading? Was it COVID? Whatever it is. Well, does it really matter? What matters is, are you making money doing it? Because that's the big issue everybody's having. Are you meeting your goals? Because I had somebody the other day tell me, been doing it for a year, I've been breaking even. I'm like, well, why don't you go work at McDonald's? They just raised minimum wage to $15 to $20 an hour. You can make more money doing that than sitting here. But I like it. Okay, if you like it, let's do it right. You got to do it right. So let's go over some of the stocks that we traded this week, because what you're about to see is some stocks that some of you probably, if you've been watching me on social media, they're like, how the hell does Fausto and Cyber Trading University find these? And now they're talking about it 3, 4, 5 days later. Okay. Well, let's start off with nuclear stocks. Okay. First of all, you think nuclear stocks, I don't care if you are a Green New Deal person or you're a pro-Trump person. Traders don't take things personally, because if you do, you're going to go out of business very quickly. Okay. We don't discriminate. Okay. Your money is good as everybody else's. All right. So don't tell me like, oh, I don't believe in a stock. If you don't believe in it, short it. Because if you shorted this stock, you got your ass kicked. All right. OKLO just yesterday alone ran from 57 to 68. And not only as a day trade, but as a swing trade, the stock ran from 20 to, basically up about 300%. SMR, all-time highs. Okay. Yesterday ran from 35 up to 41. Just about 2 months ago, stock was $15. Look where it is today. Guess what? Did NVIDIA do that? No. Did Apple do that? No. Did any of the Fabulous Sevens do that? No. See, your job is to risk the least amount of money as possible, the high amount of reward. And just because you know what stocks are trading doesn't mean it's going to work. So anyway, Alex P, you're going to get to meet with him. He's going to be one of the traders who's like you. We're looking at maybe it's a short squeeze. Ever heard of a short squeeze before? You know what I mean? Well, this is one of the reasons why I'm here. So does anyone here know what a short squeeze is? And by the way, Lynn and Randy, thank you very much for sharing that. And everyone's going to get to meet Linda and Randy, husband and wife, great traders. Reggie knows what it is. Anyone else? Come on, there's 100 people in here. You don't want to get squeezed. You heard GameStop was a good squeeze. Okay. What is a short squeeze? Well, basically, a short squeeze is somebody is shorting the stock, but it's not going lower. And they keep doubling and tripling down. Let's think it this way. Do you ever own a stock and it goes down and someone says average down? And you do that because if it was $10, now the stock is $5. You buy more at $5, and now your average cost is $7.50. You buy twice as much at $5, and now your average cost is like $6. So it's basically the opposite. Someone's shorting and they're doubling, tripling down. Okay. So how do we actually trade them? Well, first of all, we got to stop looking backwards. We got to start looking forward. Looking forward is following the smart money. Okay. And the smart money is the big, big money. That's what we basically teach our students. So let's start off talking with something called NASDAQ Book Viewer. In other words, NASDAQ Total View, but I like to call it level 3. So I want to do a quick poll here, and I want to ask everybody a question. Who here, and if you're a student, do not answer this question, okay? Who here has level 3 quotes? So can we post up the poll? There we go. Could everyone just say yes, no, I'm not sure? And if you're a student, do not answer this question. All right. Paul, just could you put it in the poll? All right. Now, as you're answering this question, think about this for a second. How much smarter and better trading decisions would you make if you knew where all the orders were? Right? Imagine buying a house. Imagine bidding for a house. And a lot of you own houses here. Don't you hate to find out you got outbidded? Someone paid more than you? Wouldn't you like to see where everyone's paying for it than wasting your time? Oh my God, they want to pay this much for the house. I'm not going to buy that. Forget it. And like, holy shit, that's all that house is going for? Does all the people want to pay? I'm in. You know what I mean? Wouldn't that make your life so much easier? Well, guess what? You could do that in the stock market. Okay. And by the way, it works for futures, options, swing trading, Forex trading, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, works for all of them. Let me show you. This is called NASDAQ Book Viewer. And what you're seeing here is you're seeing every buyer and every seller that wants to trade Uber. You're seeing every order, every amount of shares, and every price. And whoever wants to buy for the most is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. Whoever wants to sell for the least amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to sell for more money is down at the bottom. So what you're seeing is a big chat room of every buyer and every seller around the entire world that want to buy and sell Uber. Okay? Think about that for a second. You're seeing every buyer and every seller. Everything that you work so hard for, you are now able to witness and see it. Because before you couldn't, because you weren't licensed. You didn't live here in New York. You couldn't work for somebody. But they changed the rules, and now you can. And they changed it 20 years ago. So let me end the poll and let me share this with you. Look how many of you do not have this. Over 100%. Because if you say not sure, I'll take that as a no. So this is why trading is such a big failure rate. Okay? This is what we're going to try to fix today. And let me show you how we use this data. Look at the stock, how it goes from 152 down to 141 and back up to 150. Why did this stock bounce at 141? Why didn't it? What pick 141? What the hell is 141? I could understand 140, but why 141? Where did 141 come? Where it came from is that there were 319 orders that equal 1.3 million shares out there at 141. That's the reason why. Not because they came out with a new chip, not because Fausto said so, not because, the big analyst said it. It's because of that buyer. And look at this example here. Why did Tesla did not go past 355? It's not because the Fibonacci said so. It's not because of the MACD said so. It's not because Elon Musk said it's going down. It's because of this big seller of 126,000 shares at 355. That's the reason why. And if you didn't see that seller out there and you didn't have that game plan, look what happened at the end of the day. It ran from 355 down to 344, and actually the stock went all the way down to 250. So that seller probably kept pushing it lower and lower and lower. How many of you here have been in a stock and just don't understand why the stock keeps going lower? How many of you here didn't ever get it and says, why did it pick that number and not the other number I thought? Probably happens all the time. Well, today we're going to stop it. And this is why I love teaching people, because this is not complicated. You know what's complicated? Overanalyzing things, looking backwards and not looking forward. Let's go over a couple more examples. Let's look at this example, Tesla, okay? So Tesla, obviously, big news last week. This big fight, you had this great marriage, love fest, and then the love fest became, a bluntly nuclear war, okay? And then obviously, and regardless, who cares? It's not our business, but as traders, we love this stuff. We eat this stuff. This is what we want because it causes volatility, and the volatility is a stock tanked. But now, and some people are like, well, why they got to fight? I own it. I own a Tesla. What? Does it matter? You could short it. You know what I mean? That's good for us as traders. But the thing is this, when is it going to stop? I'm talking about the fighting. When is the stock going to stop and hit a support level? So my question to all of you is this: what is going to make this stock stop going down and start going up? What do you need to happen? Do you need Elon and Trump and kiss and make up? Do you need Elon to come out with a new car? What do you need? Bingo. You hit the nail. Everyone hit the nail on the head. You need buyers. Okay. So how do we find buyers? We go here. We go to the exchange. We look at the book. We work our way down. I noticed that there's this big buyer hovering here around 275 for about 138,000 shares. Is that a lot? It's not a million. It's 130,000. But when I compare to all the other buyers out there, and I see 4-digit numbers, and where here I see a 6-digit number, and I only see 5 orders, 40 orders, here I see 550 orders at that specific number, guess what? I call that a demand. And for some of you, might even call that a support level. So what do you think happened next? Went all the way down to that number, and it shot right back up at the end of the day to 290. Why do you think they made? Because they kissed and made up? No. Buyers drove it up. That's the only reason why. And this is how, a short turns into a long. And if you didn't know where those orders are, hate to say it, you're trading blind. How about resistance levels? You got a stock that's going up, right? Ever have a stock that goes up and like, damn, do I sell it now? Do I sell it now? Do I sell it now? And it just keep going up. You like the edgy sheet. They're like, man, or how about you sold it and it keeps going higher? And you're buying it back, you're chasing it, you don't want to chase. Well, listen, what runs these stocks up, and knowing where the buyers are at all time, you're going to come up to a resistance levels. And the resistance levels are sellers. So when you go to the book and you see what's going out there in the exchange, okay, I'm like, well, listen, I'm not, stock's doing great, making money, but as a good trader, you got to have a game plan. To get to that next level, where are the other orders? And I work my way down. I see it's 109,000 share sellers at 36.55. It's not 37. It's not why 55. I don't know, and I don't care. All I know, there's that big order out there, and I got to deal with it. So if you want to know how to maximize your trade and knowing how to have that game plan, you might want to consider seeing where everyone else is selling, because that's a lot of money. And you know what? If you didn't see it, guess what? That's how you convert a winner to a loser. Now, let's all be honest with everybody here. Did you ever happen to you? You ever convert a winner to a loser? Ever happened where you owned a stock and like, damn, I knew I should have sold it sooner, but then it's too late? You know why? Because you're looking behind you. You're looking at an indicator. You're looking at a 200 moving average. You're looking at some analyst. You're waiting. Don't let a stock tell you where it's going. You should know where it's going before it gets there. That's the big failure rate. By the way, did I lose anybody? I see a couple of people chatting here away. And I didn't hear from a couple of people. Brian, are you following along? I didn't hear from you. Gary, John, Ken, you guys listening along? Mel, Paul, all good? Perfect. I see Renee Hill's in here. Renee, how you doing? Good to see you, Renee. Always a pleasure. Always look forward to seeing you in there. Good, good. All right. Let's look at, everyone familiar about Archer? Stock Archer, the drone stocks, all that big thing that's going on. President Trump signed executive order of the flying cars, supersonics, military. Listen, you hear about drones just now, like, yeah, but drones, I don't know, kind of freak me out. Who the hell cares? All right. Because when you heard that news came out, that stock ran from 1140 up to 1250. If you bought 1,000 shares of that stock, in about an hour, you made $1,000. There's $250,000 salary right there. Do you think your spouse cares if she's anti-drones or whatever it is, and like I'm against it, don't buy it? Does it matter? But honey, the news came out that the president just signed the executive order. Stock is. I don't care. But you know what she does care? Did you make money today? Did you make money? How did you do today? Here's your career. You're trading. You quit your job. You got laid off, whatever it is. Did you make money? Because that's all what really matters. The market doesn't care. People don't care what you trade. They just care if you made money for them. Think about this for a second. Who here has a mutual fund? Who has a hedge fund? Do you call the guy up every day and like, hey, don't buy that stock because I don't like the owner? You look at your bank account, you look like, oh, we're up about 13% this year. That's all you care about. You know what I mean? That's where it comes down to it. Because if you didn't know that, you would lose. But let me get back to the order book. The order book is going to give you that game plan where to get out. Because even though you had a great news that came out on it, there's always going to be people that want to sell. And if you look at Archer, you'll notice that there's a big seller of almost 1 million shares out there. Now, is that a lot? I don't know. You tell me. Look at out of all the orders out there, you're talking almost a 7-digit number. Everyone else is only selling 1,000, 3,000, 9, almost 1 million shares at 1250. Let's go check Archer where it is today. Where's Archer? Archer. I had it up here. Oh, there it is. There's Archer. Okay. Let me blow up the screen right here. Big run up in Archer, right? Big run up when news came out. Hold on. Where am I having a problem here? Here we go. Right here. Look at this. Big run up. Look at this. $9.50. Day trade. Up. Oops, sorry. Not going any lower, bro. That's why we're going down. That's why right now we're trading here. Why this number? Why? Maybe because there are big sellers out there. This is just yesterday. See you, Randy. Have a good. Thanks for coming here. And thanks for always supporting us. We'll see you back in the trading floor. Which, by the way, you're going to meet. Everyone's going to meet Lynn and Randy and everybody in the cyber group room. All those 200 traders that are in there, you're all going to get a chance to meet with them. All right. Let me clear that out. And let's get back here because we're running out of time here. And I want to get you guys registered. So here. Anyway, what do you think happens next? Boom. Stock goes down. Now, does that seem hard? It's almost like common sense. It's like taking candy from a little kid, right? Why doesn't what I can't understand to this day is why nobody wants to know this information. And there's only one reason why I know. No one ever who really trained you. I mean, it just kind of just makes sense. Now, I am here and I am this convinced that all 100 of you are going to register and need to see this live. And you should, because if you don't take this the wrong way. But like my parents told me, you know, you're the reason why you're not succeeding. If you love trading, you do it. You got to see what everybody else is doing. You can't sit there and try to analyze it yourself. You can't sit there and subscribe to news reports. Oh, well, what's the pick today? What's everybody buying? You watch me on social media, like, how the hell Fausto find Palantir? How did you find? Oh, it's very easy. We follow the money. And that's why you need to follow the big iceberg orders. Because if you're not following them, you're trading blind. Now, what I want to do right now is have a little fun. Okay? Is anyone here would like me to look? I'm going to get it for you, Pavilion. I'm going to get it there. Does book videos show indices? Shows everything. It shows you the orders. It works on ETFs. It works on everything. Okay? By the way, I'm not here to sell you software. All right? I don't work. I'm just trying to educate you that you have a seat on the exchange and you could actually see where the buyer sells. Anyone here own a car? That was a dumb question. A lot of you own cars, right? Now, don't you ever wonder, don't you hate dealing with a dealer? I bought two new cars because my leases were up. I hate dealing with them. Okay. Unless you're leasing, it's one thing. But you ever buy a car? Don't you wish you could just go to the auction and just buy it? Where does that auction? I mean, what are they really paying for that car? Why do I always got to pay a VIG? Why I always got to pay more? Why can't I just go out there and buy it myself? Right? What are they hiding? What they're hiding is the spread. That's what they're hiding. Well, think about if you can just go to the auction and buy the car without and just getting what they're paying for it. You can. Why nobody wants to do that? I don't know, maybe ignorance, but we're going to fix that because you guys are smarter than the rest of the people in the world because that's why you're here. What I want to do right now is I want to look at a stock, okay? I want to bring up anyone here bring any stock. Let's do some trades, okay? Oracle. All right. Oracle has been a fun stock. We've been trading Oracle. All right. So let's look at Oracle. All right. So if you own Oracle, what is your game plan? What is going to make you sell the stock? Because you're doing well on it. What do you need to, listen, if it keeps going up, you want to keep holding on to it, right? You don't want to sell too soon. What do you need in Oracle to get you out of it? Anyone here? What do we need? Brett, you're right away. You sellers. Bevan, anything you want. Ish said he has no idea. You need sellers. So we got something called level 4 I want to talk about. So this is a little bit different. This is the same thing. This is basically right here. This is the NASDAQ book viewer right here. Right here. But here we're going to add a heat map to it. So we can actually see the orders a little bit more colored ranged. All right. So let me bring up here and let me bring up Oracle. So here's Oracle. Now, looking where the orders are in the future, ballpark, where do you think the stock is going to hit resistance levels? If you don't know the answer, give me a question mark. Where do you guys think? That 205, okay. 203, 204, and 205. Alan, you have no idea. Okay, that's good. I'm glad you're honest, Alan. Well, you see these lines right here? That is your biggest seller right there. You got a seller out here at 204 and 203, but the real big one is right here, 205. Okay, so that is the right answer. Now, can we break 205? Absolutely. Because some people are like, what happens if it goes past 205? Let's go back in history. Let's go back further. Let's do a swing trade. If we break 205, where's the next biggest seller? Does anybody know? Where's the next biggest seller if you go past 205? Wow, interesting. Look, it's amazing. Everybody's coming up with the same answer, 210. Right? Did you need an indicator to tell you that? Did you need Fausto to tell you that? No, you just figured it out on your own. Right? You just figure it out on your own. Let's go. One of you guys brought up in the video because that's a popular one. What happens if we get past 145? Where's the next biggest seller? $146, right? Now, can we apply this towards swing trading? Let's go back a little bit further. Where's the next biggest seller? 150. Did you need an indicator to tell you that? No. So I rest my case. How much smarter and better trading decisions did I make you today than you were 45 minutes ago? You see what I'm saying? Now, my thing is this. Who here would like to see this live for a whole week straight? Finding them, everything else. Clay, you want in? Juan, you want in? Chris? Dean? Please? Okay, good. So let me, before I get there, make sure that all of you guys are subscribed to our channel. That's number one, okay? Now, the next thing I want to do is, before I give you that link to register, let me just tell you a little bit about CyberTrade University and what you're going to learn in this next week. First of all, I just want to address that CyberTrade University is one of the leading, most popular, and well-known, most respected schools in the industry. And you could see Schwab, Thinkorswim, Tasty Trade. We're endorsed by all these brokerage firms. So I don't know if who ever trained you, but you could go to anybody you want. I don't think anyone here would ever be able to say that. Listen, anybody could be on Fox Business or CNBC or whatever, but have a brokerage firm in exchange is a little bit different. Also, check out our Google reviews. You probably will never see this, but we have the best rating Google review than any school in the industry in 35 years. We got a 5-star rating on Google. Go in there and go check it out. And if any of you are fans of AI had ranked us #1 school in the industry. Okay. So, I mean, if you're using AI and you trust AI, obviously they must know. All right. Now, what I want to do is this. I want to invite all of you. I'm not here to brag how great we are because that doesn't make you money, right? It's like, okay, could you teach me how to do it, Fausto? And that's my goal. So I want to invite all of you guys to come to what we created 35 years ago, which is the live trading floor. Okay. Our trading floor, we started the first one out there. You're seeing them all over the place. Where do you think they learned it from? Okay. So I'm going to bring all of you, invite you all in there. And you're going to see our team, our instructors, and all our traders around the entire world. And believe me, if you're not a team player, you're not going to be in the team. Okay. So I'm looking for people that I could recruit that love this business, that want to learn how to trade, because if I could teach you how to make money, you can help me make money and everybody else. That's basically the goal. If you're just somebody that's looking just to, sit back and do nothing, we're not a good fit. So this is what I'm asking for everyone here. Before I invite anybody in the trading room to become part of this team, all we're asking for is $9 application fee. Now, I'm not looking for free people, and I'll tell you why. NASDAQ Book Viewer cost $15 a month. Do you guys have any problem paying $15 a month to have a seat on the exchange? Because if you do, you should not be trading. I had to pay over $1,000 a month at technology 35 years ago. That's like paying $5,000 today. Okay. Tell a 22-year-old kid to come up with $5,000 a month to pay for the data, to be like, sorry, can't help you. I'm not asking for 5. I'm not asking for 15. I'm asking for 9. The reason why is I feel like you'll take it seriously if you put $9 into it. Now, this is what you're going to get for $9. Okay. You're going to get access to all our commentary with all our instructors live all day. You're going to get access to every trader in our room. You're going to see our message board. You're going to see exactly what we're getting in and out of. You're going to get, you're going to have access to pre-market trade, after-market trade, everything. You're going to get VIP access to our podcast that we do with some of the biggest well-known name people in the industry, all for $9. And not only that, I'm going to give you a couple of more things too. I'm going to give you workshops. I'm going to give you our traders library. Okay. And if you're not happy, I'll give you $9 back. Listen, I don't need your $9. The $9 just tells me if you're a real person or not. All right. And I'm going to do one last thing. I'm going to throw in there one last promo. Okay. If you register, I will personally give you the respect and talk to you on the phone. And this is why this is. If you really, really, really want to do this, well, we got to have that conversation because you might have some questions and might want to know, hey, Fausto, what does this mean? Why, where did you find OKLO? Why, whatever it may be, you're going to see things going to blow you away. But I need to make that decision with you as like your doctor, what's best for you? Because I'm going to be very honest. Trading might not be for you. And that's a good thing. That might be okay. So why not have somebody tell you the truth before you go out there and make it a big investment? Because if you think $9 is expensive, try ignorance. All right. So all you need to do, fellow traders, is basically just take your phone, scan the QR code, or click on that link and we'll get you in there. Does your organization keep metrics on profit, venues, and losers? Dan, take the $9 and see it for yourself. Okay? See it for yourself. And by the way, Dan, one other thing I want to tell you, and nobody's going to tell you this. Here at Cybertrade University, we don't tell you what to buy and sell. Okay, first of all, it's illegal unless you're registered. I know people do it, and don't worry about it. The FTC is going after people like that. All right. All we do is we're taking you fishing. We know where the fish are. There's a saying in the Bible: feed a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man a fish, you feed him for life. We are going to tell you what to buy and sell. We're going to show you how to buy and sell. And that's how you make money in trading. And always remember that. So, and you know what? It's only going to cost you $9 to find out the truth. So if you want to know what it's like to be around an original day trader, the original day traders, the So's Bandits, if you read any of the old books, you're going to see them because that's who I am. Now, a couple of shout outs really quick. I'm getting a bunch of dings right here. Quick shout out to Richard R. from Pennsylvania. I just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Who else we got here that registered? Clay Smith. Just got your registration. Welcome aboard. And Sunil B. from Stockholm. Oh, there you go. Out of the country. Welcome aboard. Appreciate it. So fellow traders, listen. Oh, a question that came up here. What happens after a week? We are not going to, you're not buying into a subscription or anything. We're not going to charge you anything. Okay. We'll tell you if you want to continue, continue. We'll tell you about the courses. If you don't want to continue, don't worry about it. No hard feelings. We're not locking you. I don't need your money. I need traders that love, have a passion to do this, that see the opportunity, that can comprehend how to read the right of the chart by seeing orders. Because if I could teach you how to make money, you're going to be out there. You're going to help us all make money together, because two heads are better than one. Can this be used for CFDs instead of stocks? Well, Brett, let me explain something to you. Are you really making money trading CFDs? Okay. Are you really, really meeting your goal? And let me tell you this, if you're not making money, whoever taught you within, 3 to 6 months, actually, I'm sorry, a month to 3 months, obviously it's not for you. Okay. But no, what we do trade, okay, I'm not a jack of all trades. All I like to trade is stocks, because that's what I watch. I live here in New York, so what we do all day. We do options and swing trading and crypto. Those are really 3 things. A couple of more shout outs out there. Chris K from California, Oceanside, California. Well, we got a lot of people from Oceanside, California trading room. So welcome aboard. I got your registration. Rich got your registration. Dolores from Chicago just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Traders, it's $9. What's the worst thing that could happen to you? You learn something? Okay. The $9, like I said, all it is to me is let me know that you say who you are, that you're a real person or not. Because we're not going to invite everyone. And you know what? I don't know if anyone's been to a free concert or a pay concert. I'd rather pay $9 to go to the concert than go to a free concert, because you know what's going to end up happening. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to be there. Rather have something organized. And I know nobody works for free. Okay. So that's the reason for it. I have to go, fellow traders. Any last minute questions? By the way, students, thanks for being here. We have a lot of students here that are helping, and they know that they were you a long time ago. They know how important it is to always recruit new traders. It's something that we want it. It's like you go into a school. You always have those people out there that you do orientation, right? Who are the orientation? The students. I only could say so much, and I only could show you so much. But when you see things that are actually working, there they are. FB says, Fausto, does it work for penny stocks? Well, technically, what is a penny stock? Okay. Is a stock under $1? Is it a bulletin board stock? It does certain ones. I mean, the orders are out there, but some of them, they don't report. So you might not see it. It all depends on the stock. I don't like to trade penny stocks. I'll be honest with you. Okay. I know, but I like to trade things that have good volatility and everything else, because if I don't see the orders out there, I'm not going to trade it. A couple of you also registering right now. Thank you very much. Who is this? ST Capital. I don't know who that is. Okay. San Antonio, Texas. I guess you'll give us your name later. All right. So we'll just call you ST. Dan M., we got your registration from Illinois. Welcome aboard. Appreciate the vote of confidence. Who else we got here? Sylvia K. from, I don't even know where country you're from. Got the wrong state here. But you're from the beautiful country of America. That's all that matters. All right. Any other questions, fellow traders? $9. This is all you're getting. You're getting my book. Oh, by the way, when you register, before I go, just to let you know, I'm going to show you where to go to the NASDAQ website, where you can get the NASDAQ book viewer. So you're going to get that immediately. There's 2 videos you have to watch that I made. They're 5 minutes long. Okay. One's going to show you to make sure you download the right one. And the second one's going to show you how to set the defaults, because you're going to see these things that are moving because a lot of you, listen, let's be honest. Some of you don't like doing this because, it moves too fast, whatever it is. We're going to show you how to slow it down. The reason why it's moving too fast, you're trading a fast moving stock. Okay. So we're going to fix that. All right. But, and then every one of you, like it or not, you're going to talk to my staff. We're going to give you a nice walkthrough. Listen, we're really big when it comes to customer service. I know a lot of you here buy stuff and nobody calls me. There's no phone number, no nothing. It's just, you feel like you got scammed, whatever. I know that. And it's one of the things that we have to deal with every day with bad actors there. You got our phone number right now, 516 280. Oh, sorry, I'm typing in it right now. 5350. There's our number right there. And by the way, if anyone has any questions, about anything, feel free to email me. That's my personal email, and you can call us. But I want you guys to have a very good experience. Listen, a lot of people want to do this, but there's also a lot of people that should not be doing it. There's a lot of people that are doing it, not making money, and been trained maybe by the wrong person. Maybe now it's time to realize you've been looking backwards. My phone's binging like crazy. You can probably hear it. That's you guys buying it over and over again. All right, last minute, ladies and gentlemen, I have to go. Sounds like me. Dan, that's okay, Dan. And we're going to fix that problem, Dan. Okay? We'll fix that problem. Listen, is it ever too late to be a doctor? Is it ever too late to be a lawyer? Is it ever too late to be, anything? It's never too late. I'm going to make one very important guarantee to all of you. The stock market's not going out of business. Okay? It's going to still be there. It's never too late. We trade stocks at up 100, 200, 300% a day. I'll show you here. Last week, you want to see some really cool stocks? Let me show you a really cool stock. Okay. You're like, holy shit, where'd that come from? SBET. It was Monday. Okay. Look at this stock right here. You could go check out order. You could follow. Look at this stock. The stock ran from $3 to about 120. Holy shit. Where'd that come from? Oh, yeah. How about this? MCTR. Never heard of it, right? Holy shit. $5 to 52. Okay. Tops. This is all this week. Tops doing great. $5 to 11, still going higher. Why is it going up? This is what you're going to learn. MULN. Okay. This thing is another stock that moved up pretty good. This stock, look at this thing. This thing was all the way up here with all these a gazillion stock splits, but it had a really good run the other day. Can't even bring it up right now, but there was another big run up right there. MULN, that was another great mover. Today, what's moving? Look at this one. $11 to $21. They're there every day, fellow traders. So don't worry about, oh, what's NVIDIA doing? What's NVIDIA doing? What's Apple doing? What's Palantir doing? Don't worry. They're there every day. Don't worry about these stocks. It's all about risk to reward. So go out there, take your $9, get in the trading room, get in immediately, watch those videos, and I'll see you in there. I got to go, fellow traders. Last chance. Go out there, get your phone, scan the QR code. Don't worry about doing it later. Just do it now. It takes you a couple of minutes and bang it out. We'll get you in there. All right, guys? Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you all in the trading room. And if you didn't register, maybe it's not the time. That's okay. But please go find somebody. Do your homework. Check your Google reviews. See their endorsements. But don't go out there and try doing it yourself. Trading is a 90% failure. If you don't believe me, go look it up. Good luck, everyone. Look forward to teaching you all and talking to all of you. Have a great day.